In Buddhist cosmology, karma is the force that shapes the cosmos. Karma is action, and just as Newton's third law of motion states, all actions produce equivalent reactions. The combination of actions and their effects, known as common karma, is what keeps the universe in existence. Common karma is responsible for all the different things in this universe, and it is responsible for the three realms in which all living beings exist. These three realms are the Kāma-dhātu, desire realm, the Rupa-dhātu, form realm, and the ar07ev, the formless realm. Despite common Western interpretations of the law of karma, one does not directly experience the effects of their actions within this life. Instead, the karma one builds up affects future lives, and more directly, the destination of their rebirth. These doctrines of karma and rebirth are common in Indian religious philosophies and have given rise to a complex Buddhist cosmology. And like many other religions, within Buddhism, there is the belief in hell, a place of punishment and torture for those who have done many wrongs in their life. However, unique to the Buddhist concept of hell is the idea that hell is not a permanent state of existence. Instead, it is much like purgatory, and that once one's evil karma has run its course, they will be reborn into a higher realm of existence. The Bhavacakra, or Wheel of Life, is a common artistic illustration of the 6 realms of existence that make up the Kāma-dhātu. Its circular design is an idyllic representation of the cyclical nature of samsara. Surrounding the hub are 6 regions that depict the 6 realms of existence. These are human beings, gods, demons, hungry ghosts, animals, and hell inhabitants. The term most commonly used for hell is naraka, an Indic word meaning devoid of happiness. Only those who follow the teachings of the Buddha and attain awakening are able to break free from the cycle of samsara. It is the common karma of wrong thoughts, speech, and actions that create the hells. And like a child that gravitates to the lovingness and familiarity of its mother, so too do the wicked people of this world gravitate to the wicked places of existence. As is expected in accordance with the law of karma, the punishments inflicted on the inhabitants of hell reciprocate the evil deeds which they have done. If a person spoke harmful, ignorant words, they might find themselves in the hell of plucking tongues, a place where iron hooks pierce their tongues and slowly rip them out. This is but an example of the countless types of hells that make up the Buddhist realm of hell. Over the centuries, many texts have been compiled that reveal the composition of this bleak and desolate world. The first and most detailed accounts of hell appears in the 5th century Abhidharmakośa. This Sarvastivadin text of the Hinayana can serve as a basis for formulating the original and traditional Buddhist concept of hell. This text tells us that there are 8 hot hells and 8 cold hells. The hot hells are often considered the main hells. Each of these hells are cubical in structure and lay atop one another, building up vertically as they decrease in size. At the top lies Samjīva, the reviving hell. here the inhabitants are hacked up and killed by flying blades, after which their body is revived by a blowing wind, only to have their bodies chopped up all over again. Next is Kālasūtra, known as black string, because here a black ink string is used to lay marks upon the body along which they will be cut. Below this is Samghāta, meaning dashing together, and it is here that multiple methods of torture are inflicted on the inhabitants. This is followed by Raurava, for weeping. Presumably, the agony endured here is such that the inhabitants cry. Beneath is Raurava, meaning greatly weeping, a more intense form of Raurava. The weeping hells are followed by Tapana and Pratapana, for heating and greatly heating. Here the inhabitants are hung over a pit and burned in flames. And at the base is Avici, the hell of no release. A hell of such name would seem to contradict the purgatorial nature of the Buddhist realm of hell, but for Avici, the inhabitants here suffer for aeons and aeons for what would seem like an eternity. Only from the most wretched and evil of wrongdoings would one find themselves in Avici. Each of the hot hells has 4 entrances that are surrounded by 4 types of sub-hells. Before one can enter any of the hot hells, they must first proceed through one of these sub-hells. The 8 cold hells are constructed in the same vertical structure as the hot hells, and are considered to be lesser hells. Fewer descriptions and concise definitions of the cold hells exist. The first cold hell is ar07ev, for abscess or swelling, because here a cold wind blows over the naked body, causing frostbite lesions. Next is nirabuddha, where the wind is considerably colder and causes the abscesses to burst and ooze. Atata, hahava, and huhuva are 3 cold hells that lack clear descriptions, but are believed to be onomatopoetic names of the cries of the inhabitants. Utpala, Padma, and Mahapadma are the last of the 3 hells that also are hard to interpret. Their names either mean blue lotus, red lotus, and deep red lotus respectively, or they can be translated as large numbers of time, which may be meant to designate the length of time suffering is to be endured in each of these hells. However long one may find themselves in hell, once their bad karma has run out, they will undergo rebirth into a higher realm. A new conception of these hells arose within Mahayana Buddhism. These changes can be linked to the introduction of a new iconographic figure, the Bodhisattva. These beings have attained awakening, but in their infinite compassion continue the cycle of samsara in order to aid others in their awakening. The Ksitigarbha Sutra is an important text that reveals the new Mahayana ideas about hell and correlates them directly to the Bodhisattva known as Ksitigarbha. Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, the Earth Womb Bodhisattva, is regarded as the protector of all hell inhabitants, and he is a popular figure in Japanese Buddhism, where he is known as Jizo Bosatsu. The Ksitigarbha Sutra recounts the stories of Ksitigarbha's past lives that led to the vows taken to, quote, relieve all suffering beings from hell, as well as in any state of suffering from every universe, and lead them to salvation, end quote. And within this sutra, the Shakyamuni Buddha is quoted as saying, if both males and females in the future chant the name of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva with clasped hands, praising him, all those people will be exonerated from the sins they have committed. This idea of salvation is a new and comforting notion that is unique to Mahayana Buddhism. When asked in the sutra, Ksitigarbha lists over 37 different hells, each with specific names and explicit descriptions of the punishments inflicted there. Many are reminiscent of one of the 8 hot or 8 cold hells, while others are completely different. First to be discussed is the great